Trust. Can we talk about it? Trust is that one thing that we all need in any relationship. Whether it's your boss, your friends, your family, a significant other. And I say more importantly a significant other because this is the person that you are trying to do life with, right? You're trying to do life with. So them more particularly over everybody else, right? But we all know how important trust is. And if you've been alive on this earth long enough, I'm sure we've all experienced a time where we trusted somebody and we've had our trust betrayed, right? And then once that trust has been betrayed, by default, we don't look at them the same, right? And this is what I think some people need to understand. This isn't a conscious choice. This isn't something that we choose. We don't say, oh, I'm choosing to not trust you. Oftentimes we chose to trust you in the beginning before we even saw signs that you were trustworthy. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. And I used to go wrong as well, because I used to be the person that would say, well, I trust you until you give me a reason not to. And then life taught me how stupid that is, how stupid it is to think that. Sure, it sounds good, right? It sounds pretty wholesome, you know. You're not coming in jaded, you're coming in trusting. But trust is earned. It's not given. It's not given. Freely given. It is not. Trust is earned. So, when you trust somebody, and then that same somebody betrays you, it's hard to look at them the same, right? And this is where I find it funny and frustrating in reference to like the dating situation, right? You're involved with somebody on a relationship, you're dating, whatever, but you're lying to them, right? You're lying about something, or you do something that, you know, that is dishonest, lying, and it's a betrayal, right? And it's something that usually they never thought that you would do, but they decided to what? Trust you. And then you violated that gift. To have someone trust you is such a gift. Why people play with it, why people take it for granted, I don't know. Like, I have a hard time understanding this world and the people in it. I really do. Nobody's perfect, right? We know that. Okay, so I hate when people start with, oh, but nobody's perfect. Usually when people start with that and if we all know nobody's perfect. We know that by default. So if you have to start a sentence saying that, then that usually means you out here, that means you trying to do damage control. You're usually trying to make light something that you did. And now you want people to easily get over. And that's why you say, oh, well, nobody's perfect. We know nobody's perfect. You don't need to say that. But that's not an excuse to go and be messy, right? I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to intentionally betray somebody. That's just not me. But again, I oftentimes feel like I'm on the outside looking in. And I feel like what's wrong with this world? Like, literally, what's wrong with it? And again, in the dating and relationship realm, I find it interesting how the person who was untrustworthy, the person who committed the betrayal, they get frustrated with the person who no longer trusts them. They get mad and they be like, oh, well, why don't you trust me? This and that. Da, 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 da. I just want to, like, first of all, pump your brakes. And it's usually a narcissistic man, okay? And I'm speaking from a woman who's dealt with these men. Oh, then they're mad that you don't trust them. Like, sir, hello? Why don't I trust you? Hello? Let's tap on your brain real quick. Why do I not trust you? Was it a choice of mine, or is it because of something that you did? And let's flip the roles here. Let's flip the tables here. If I did what you did, would you trust me? Heck no. In fact, men can't handle going through what they put a woman through. The things that they are willing to put a woman through, they cannot handle it if you flip the tables on them. So you think that should be enough encouragement for them to not do it, because y'all dudes are moving like some real savages out here? And I promise you would not be able to handle it if she flipped the script and decided to match you with that same savage energy. If she was to give you that same dosing of a medicine, you can't even take half that dose. You can't. You cannot take it. So y'all really better chill out here. I'm telling you, there's some men that's trying to provoke me to be a savage. And I'm like, yo, little does he know, he over here poking the beast. And I'm over here trying to contain her because I don't want to be her. I'm not her, but I'm a human. And I have some get back in me as well. Like, if you betray me, naturally that feeling of get back, wanting to get my lick back, wanting to get revenge, oh, that's going to stir up within me. And guess what? I'm gonna have to fight that. I'm gonna have to fight from acting on that, because one, it'll lower my value as a woman and would make me feel whole if I did do it. And two, it would just draw me close, further away from God, and makes me just like you. And I can't match you in energy. So if you are a betrayal type of person and you're gonna betray me, I just gotta cut you off and keep it moving, because I know the best revenge, really, at the end of the day, it's not, trying to hurt you or trying to, scratch your car or whatever. No, because then that just makes you what? Glad that it didn't work out. No, I'd rather just move on with my life in peace. Move on with my innocence and my dignity and my self-respect intact, because the ultimate revenge is moving on from a man who don't deserve you and acting like he never existed. That's the ultimate revenge. Moving on innocently, not doing anything stupid that's going to make him look at you like, thank God, good, because this crazy be, how that, like, when you walk away innocent and you keep your dignity and your self-respect intact and you act like they don't exist, oh my God. When I tell you, listen, it's going to create an obsession in these men. And I'm telling you from firsthand experience, it's an obsession. They will sit and watch you for years and years and years and years, and then keep trying to pop up out the woodwork over a decade later. I'm telling you, I've lived it. It's happening. It's happened several times now, which is funny. But again, with the whole trust thing, a man will, go and cheat on a woman, and he mad because she don't trust him. And now he mad because he got to do all this checking in. He got to go above and beyond to prove himself to her, because now she don't trust him. When he walk out the door, she don't trust him. Some of you can't even be trusted to go to work, to have friends, like, because you sleep with your coworkers, you sleep with your friends, you sleep with your clients. So it's like, dang, you can't even go out here to make a living. You can't go out here and hang out with the homies without cheating. Like, you out here eating, you out here sleeping around where you get your money, essentially eating where you poop. Like, but again, trust, y'all. Like, again, trust. Nobody can trust a liar. So when somebody lies to you, that's usually when the trust is broken, because somebody lied to you because they're hiding something, right? Because you only need to lie when you are hiding something. You aren't out here committing betrayal against somebody from being an honest, stand-up person, because there's nothing to betray them with, right? You're walking in integrity and honesty with your morals and values intact. So you can't betray somebody if you're being honest, right? If you are being honest in who you are. You only betray somebody when they think you are somebody that you're not, when they think you're a decent person, and and they think that you would never do something to them, but then you turn around and do it. You only betray somebody when you pretend to be something that you're not, and you pretend to be a certain type of character when you're really this character over here, the character that they would never settle for in the first place. But I'll say somebody who will lie to you is a thief. A thief and a liar go hand in hand, because if you're lying to me, you're stealing my trust. You're not earning it. So they are one and the same. And these people, like they say, like Robert Greene, you hear Robert Greene mention it a lot. I've heard about it, where he says people never do something just one time. Most people don't. That's why I always tell women too, if a man cheats on you, cut him off and keep it moving, because going back will only make him feel like, okay, well, I've done, even if he's not saying this out his mouth, he's going to start thinking that in his head. It might be in the back of his subconscious, but he's going to think, okay, so I can go and creep around on you and cheat on you and then still get you, and still have you. So I'll just wait a little bit. I'm gonna let it happen again, and then hope you don't find out. But if you do, I'm just gonna tell you whatever BS excuse I'm gonna tell you, but you're gonna forgive me, so it's okay. This is why I tell women, cut them off, because a man doesn't change for the woman that he dogged out. A man doesn't change for the woman that he betrayed and took for granted. No, when you allow him to come back, like they say, if you play me once, shame on you. If you play me twice, shame on me, right? But usually they don't change. One, because a man has to take an L. He has to take a loss. Unfortunately, a man has to feel like he has lost something in order to change. Because if there's not something there that's provoking that change and not taking a loss and having that heart hit, which is his fault. So how you taking a hit now? How you feeling some type of way now? Like, don't feel some type of way now as if you didn't think about it. Like you knew this was a 50-50 chance of you being caught up. You knew. But usually it takes for a man, period. I'm not going to say usually, always. It takes for a man to lose something in order to want to change. So if you, the same woman that he played, let him back into your life, he's just going to play you again. It's just only a matter of time. But okay, let's not even talk about the playing factor, the fact that he is going to do it again. Let's just talk about the fact that you're never going to trust him again. I've been there in relationships in the past. My first love, which I would never do it again because I actually learned from my mistakes and the dog dudes that I deal with. He played me. And even years later, when he played me, I cut him off. I was done, all the way done. But I didn't find out right away. That was the crazy part. I didn't find out right away. But once I found out, I was done. And months went by. And we eventually did get back together. But guess what? I never looked at him the same. Never. And that's the thing with trust. When somebody gives you their trust, like me, I always say it, like when I find people, because I see this often, like people that I might not know that well, but yet they pour so much into me and they pour so much of their personal business into me and they tell me stuff and they share stuff. And I'm like, okay, this person's either very naive, because why would you tell me somebody you don't really know like that, your personal business, not knowing that if I will go and tell somebody or not? They're either A, and that's if they are, okay, fine. But I don't focus on A, but B, I just look at it like, wow, like the fact that this person just shared this with me, something very deep and really personal. Maybe they are person A, maybe they are naive, but maybe they're not. Maybe they just really get the vibe and the energy from me, and I made them feel comfortable enough to trust me with this information. And when I find that in a moment, like I don't say it, but as it's happening, there's been several times that I've had people do this with me, have shared them some very personal things with me, and I didn't really know them like that. And in the moment, I didn't say anything, but as they're telling me, I'm like, wow, like you really over here telling me this, not knowing who I know, not knowing who I could go tell, but you're showing me that you trust me. And I think that is such a beautiful thing, because it's so hard to trust people. So when somebody bestows upon me that type of trust, I don't take it lightly at all. Like, it's such a gift and it's such a blessing, because I take pride in being a good person. I take pride in being a stand-up person. So when I recognize that people see that within me and they feel that and they feel safe with me, that's not something I want to play with, jeopardize, or anything, right? It's beautiful, and I don't want to do anything to mess that up. But a lot of people, they're not trustworthy. They're not. And again, we know how it is to be betrayed, and then trying to trust that person again. Like me, once you betray my trust, I never look at you the same. Never. And that's what people need to understand. If you're the person who goes around betraying people, who goes around living in lies and deceit because you know the way that you're living wrong, you don't need to lie if you think you're living right. You don't need to lie about nothing if you think you're living morally right. You only lie because you know you're doing something shameful, disrespectful, and something that will make them look at you in a negative light and never look at you the same, right? Because you know if the tables would turn, you would feel the same exact way if you found out about you and what you were doing, right? But this is the thing about trust. It's not a switch that you can flip on and off. This is what y'all don't get. And I don't understand how y'all don't get that, because again, if you've been alive on this earth long enough, if you at least in your 20s, at some point, you've been betrayed by somebody and you never looked at them the same. So how is it that you could go out here and violate somebody so bad, betray them and destroy their trust in the good light that they saw you in, and then be so baffled by why they won't trust you? Understand, trust is something you either have or you don't. It's not something you can force. It's not something you can just decide. Sure, I can say, okay, I trust you. But if I don't feel it in here in my heart and my soul, if I don't feel it, it's literally just words. Sure, it might be the start of something. It might be the beginning of me trying to trust you. But again, I can't trust you until you have shown yourself worthy of my trust, until you have shown yourself an honest person who has morals and values, an upright person, and would rather tell the truth and take an L than to tell a lie and to gain a win from that lie. Because then in that case, you're what? You are living in deceit. You are in a connection with somebody built on false pretenses. Imagine being in a relationship with someone, a connection with someone built on false pretenses, not because of who they really are, but because of who they lied about who they are. Who they really are actually isn't who you think they are. But You trust them because of the lie, the fake persona, the fake character that they put forth and they have revealed to you, that they have shown to you. But the whole time you a dirty, shicey person. So now you in a connection off of false pretenses. It's crazy. But again, trust is something you can turn on and off. You either have it or you don't.